Okay, hi everyone. I hope you had a few couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you. We or has it been more than that? Oh no, it was the 5th. So it's been 2 weeks. We were on vacation, but we're home and I'm trying to like just get everything um reorganized, but we get home and my kids have spring break. So we're just sorry, not spring break, fall break. So I feel like I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but that's okay. We are making it work. So today we're continuing. This is week 3 of our microbiome class. And so we're going to talk about how to choose a quality microbiome supplement today. And then next week, I'm going to talk all about the PB Restore and the PB Assist Plus because those become available in November. So I'm going to talk all about those, and then we'll move on to the next convention kit item that was announced in September, which I'm not quite sure what that is, Birch or Blue Lotus, or the Shinrin Yoku. I think that's right. I don't have it right next to me, but let's get going. Because it's been a couple weeks, I just wanted to recap of what we've covered so far. So what we've covered so far is that human beings coexist with trillions of tiny organisms called microbes, right? And those microbes make up our microbiome. And this microbiome that we have, it's like an invisible organ that influences our health throughout our whole bodies, not just our gut. I know a lot of times you hear microbiome, or we hear microbiome, and we just think of our gut, but our microbiome is everywhere. And it plays a very crucial role in supporting our cells, our organs, and any disruption in it can be harmful to our health, right? So, I would say, as usual, lifestyle factors, right, such as diet, stress, sleep, activity level, the environment, all of that impacts our microbiome. And thankfully, that's what doTERRA focuses on with their ProBiome series, along with other things. So, our microbiome functions as an ecosystem. So it's sensitive to temperature, pH balance, nutrients, and things like that. And the healthy microbiomes are characterized. Healthy microbiomes are characterized by a greater abundance of beneficial microbes, right? So we want good microbes in us, but they need to be diverse because, they need to be diverse because when one stops working, another one can step in. But if we have only one of one kind, it's not going to be able to do that for us. So, and microbes are essential for metabolizing our food, signaling and supporting our immune system, which is really cool. So we learned about that the first week, and you can go back a few weeks and find that one and watch that one if you want to delve deeper into it. And then 2 weeks ago, we talked about the 4 P's of the ProBiome, of ProBiome Restore. And these are all important because they all help each other, right? And they all help support a healthy microbiome. So those 4 P's are the prebiotics, which the ProBiome Restore comes in a dual encapsulated capsule, and the prebiotics are inside that first capsule, so that is delivered. It's the prebiotic fiber that helps feed the probiotics, and that is dissolved into our stomach, and then that second capsule has the probiotics, and that makes it to our gut. And both of those, the pre and the probiotics, should create postbiotics, which is what we want them to do. And that helps. The postbiotics help the ingredients in it to last longer. And then the last one is their bacteriophages. And those basically, they look like some kind of weird thing like this. Like if you were to cut it off here, that's what they look like. But they go and they attach to the bad viruses and the bad things in our body, and they break those down. So we want all of that in our supplements. So, and again, that was 2 weeks ago on the 5th. Moving forward, we're going to focus the bulk of today on what we should look for when we're picking a microbiome supplement. Because again, we want it to be diverse. We want it to have lots of different things in it so that it can serve us best. These are the 5 things that we should look for when we're looking for a microbiome supplement. So the first thing is strain and species. The second one is origins. The third one is potency. Fourth one is survivability. And the 5th one is testing and science. So we're going to talk about each one of those. Okay, so I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I look on the back of any probiotic, it's got all of these, not all of these, but it has these like weird names, right? The lactobacillus, whatever on it, right? And most of the time I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But fortunately, we're going to break down what each of these are. Not what each of them are, but we're going to understand what they are a little bit better. So we're going to figure out what the names and the numbers mean on the back of the supplement. So this comes from the back of the ProBiome Restore. And it has, you can see that it has a prebiotic in there. It's got the probiotics in there, right? And again, together, these create the postbiotics, which is what we want. So the name, which is right here, refers to the bacteria species. And then the number refers to the specific strain within that species. And there are, I'll show that in a minute, but you can see that there are a lot of different types of bacteria species within the ProBiome Restore. So you can see that here. And they, in convention, they talked about what each of these did. And I didn't access that, and I apologize. So when we're looking for, so as we're looking for the strain and the species, sorry, I just had a brain fart. We want to make sure, again, because of what Dr. O talked about, Dr. Riggs has talked about, and Dr. Stevens has talked about, that microbial diversity matters a lot. So we want a microbiome supplement that has multiple strains and species, right? Far more than 1 or 2, or even just a few. We want to make sure that our probiotics are more than, there's more than just probiotics in the supplement. So again, we talked about the prebiotics because they're like food for the probiotics. It helps fuel the probiotics growth and survival. And it also helps in creating of metabolites, which if you guys take the course on the microbiome, Dr. Stevens explains that. And then make sure that your supplement is gluten and sugar free, because bad bacteria feeds off of both of those. They feed off of the sugar, the glucose. And so we want to avoid feeding that unhealthy bacteria, which of course, doTERRA PB Restore has all of this included in it. So we want to focus on the origins. So where are the origin of the strains coming from, right? Are they from natural sources like humans, animals, soil, roots? Are they synthetic? And just, I want to point out, because this seemed weird to me, but when we're talking about human origin, in regards to the bacteria strain, what that refers to is the ability that the bacteria, refers to the ability of these bacteria to grow within your body. And they are also considered the premium source for microbiomes. So they don't actually come from humans. There's no human byproduct in it or anything like that. It's just referring to how well it grows within your body. So, and again, just remember that exposing ourselves to all kind of bacteria is helpful and it's encouraged. So it was 19. Okay. So doTERRA PB Restore offers 19 human origin strains. So all of these can grow well inside of our body. So that's good, right? That's what we've been talking about. That's what we want. I didn't put it on here, but you can also go in and find where what animal strains it has, as well as the plant strains. You can figure that all out. And we'll talk a little bit about that next week when I dive deeper into what it offers. Okay, so third one is potency. So this was really interesting to me, that we want to be able to, as we're choosing our probiotic supplements, we want to take them when they're alive. They're no good to us if we take them when they're dead. So we need to make sure that we're choosing supplements that guarantee the life strands at time of use rather than at the time of manufacture. And be careful because it's worded tricky, right? On some of the labeling, it'll say like this it'll say colony forming units, right? So the CFU count is alive at time of manufacture, but we want to make sure that it's alive at the time of use. So check the shelf life of those. And again, the CFU count indicates the number of live cell bacteria, right? And then another measurement we want to look for is the active fluorescent units, which is the AFU, and that shows the precise number of live cells within the supplement. So let's go back here. So you guys can see, this is the PB Assist PB Assist Plus Probiome Complex. So this is not the probiotic, but it's the satchel or the sachet. So you guys can see here, it's got 7 billion AFU live cells, right? And it doesn't say that it's a time of manufacture. And so we know that it's at when we take it. And then the next one we want to look for is survivability and viability. Okay, so we want to make sure that the supplement we take can survive the inhospitable stomach acid and actually reach our gut, right? Which is why the ProBiome Restore is double encapsulated. It's why the PB Assist was encapsulated, because they wanted to make sure that it got actually into our gut. So make sure that the probiotic has an encapsulation or something similar, so that the microbes can survive the stomach and make it where they need to go into the gut. Because a lot of times it just dies in the stomach, so it's not doing you any good. And then the last thing we want to look for is testing and science. So Dr. Oscathorpe talks about how there's very little study done on the microbiome, but as science advances, they're doing more and more, which is great, but it's still a really big untapped field. So, but we do know that there are hundreds of microbial strains in the human biome. So, and a fraction of these microbes are currently available in the probiotic supplements that are out there. But an even smaller fraction of them have been clinically tested to prove anything meaningful, right? And so it pays to take your time to review whether the strains selected in any products that you're looking at has been well researched or clinically tested. And so just to show you, every strain, so we can make claims on this now, which is great, right? Because every strain selected for doTERRA PB Restore capsules and the PB assist sticks have been selected because of the substantiation in science, right? So, and medical publications about the strains. So the strains have been researched, clinically tested, and all of the research papers that were meticulously reviewed by our team of so all the research that they used was meticulously reviewed. So it was looked over and reviewed by doTERRA's team of researchers of science and medical experts. So, and which is really cool. And we'll talk about the research in the next time. So, and right now, Dr. Stevens and her team are currently running double-blind human clinical trials to establish specific benefits of taking the doTERRA ProBiome supplements daily. So just to recap for this, what we want to look for as we're searching for microbiome supplement, we want to check out the strain and the species. We want to look at the origins. We want to look at the potency. We want to look at the survivability and viability. And then we want to look, has it been tested and researched and things like that. So next week, if this one's going to be short today, but that's okay. Next week, we're going to be talking about, I'm going to introduce you to both of the products. And I'll stop my share right there. And that's what I have for you this week. So I hope you guys have a beautiful week. And then I'll just see you same doTERRA time, same doTERRA channel next week. Talk to you later. Bye.